Hello everyone! Welcome to episode 49 of my Let's Build series. It's so lovely to see you all here today. Thank you for stopping by. Today I've got a little bit of a different episode for all of you planned. This is actually going to be a bit more of a talky episode because I just kind of want to chat. We've got a few things around the palace that need to be done, and I'm planning to do them in this episode, between episodes, and also in a live stream that I'm going to be having on this channel the day after this video comes out, so Friday. As a lot of you are aware, I'm sure, this is the time of year when a lot of students in particular are trying to figure things out. Maybe you're getting your acceptance letter into college, maybe you're not getting an acceptance letter, maybe you got declined, or maybe you're going into your senior year of high school next year and you want to figure out what college you're going to go to, or maybe something else stressful with your life is going on and you're not sure what choices you should be making or should be doing. I'm definitely not here to give any advice on that. I don't think I'm qualified for that, but I do want to talk a little bit about the choices that I've made, especially with my schooling in particular. Not in a way that is supposed to be advice or inspiring or anything like that, but just to sort of tell you what I'm doing. And I hope you'll enjoy my story. If you're not here for more of a talky episode like this one, where we're just doing some general building all around the palace, or like this, stuff that I can do while I'm talking quite easily, then I will see you next episode for the world tour in episode 50. But thank you for stopping by on this one. Alright, let's get started with GeminiTay in high school. I actually had this channel in high school. I didn't really upload to it very much at all, but I did have it and I did try uploading. That is when I very first started this channel. So when I was in high school. I graduated high school in 2014, and when I was in high school, I really had no idea what I wanted to do when I got out, if I'm being entirely honest. I wasn't sure at all, and that's okay that I wasn't sure, but it was really scary at the time, and it took me a long time to sort of figure out where I wanted to be in life, and a lot of experimenting, and I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to do that. I know that that's not something that everybody has the privilege of doing, so I'm very, very grateful for that. When I graduated high school, because I wasn't sure, I went into a general year at university. I did it at a college level though, and transferred the credits to a university. This sort of gave me the opportunity I had hoped to maybe figure out what I had wanted to do. Unfortunately for me, it really didn't do that at all. I still wasn't sure. And that's okay too, but I had really hoped that that general year would help me more than it did. And looking back on it now, I know that that is because art is something that I really love, and at that point in my life, I hadn't experimented at all with art. I didn't really have any hobbies that I knew that I loved, and so I was feeling really lost and not sure what my passion was. And when somebody tells you, you've got to find a job that you'll work for the rest of your life, but you want to be happy and you need to do something that'll make money too, because you don't want to just have no money and be broke and not be able to do anything with your life, that's an impossible choice to make. How do you get all of those things in one perfect package? I don't think there is a perfect package, but I've sort of figured out over the years the stuff that I do like and am passionate about, and how to fit all of those things into one life, but not necessarily into one career, I guess. So from my general year at college, I then had to transfer to a university. I knew that schooling was something I liked. I wasn't a person who was ever against school. I didn't hate school in any way. I was just unsure of what I actually wanted to do, which is why it was so confusing, I guess. So after my year in college trying to figure out what I wanted to do, in college, by the way, I took general courses like psychology, biology, physics, math, English, just, the general courses. Basically what you would do in high school, honestly, I did the next level of. And that helped me because in university, when you're getting a degree, at least in the university that I went to, you had to do those general courses anyways if you wanted to start pretty much anything that was like more science-based. And I did think that I wanted to go into science at that time. So when I finished that first year, I had a really big decision to make on what I was going to do, because it couldn't be up in the air anymore. I was about to spend thousands of dollars at a university. I had to make a decision, and I knew that I didn't want to take a year off of university. I liked university. I wanted to go. I wanted to learn. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to learn. So one of my friends at that time really helped me out quite a lot, and we made almost like a pros and cons list. We made a list of things that I liked and things that I didn't like. So, for example, at that time, I really, really, really loved traveling. I knew that I wanted to do something maybe outdoors. I knew that I didn't really want to work around people too much. I liked people, but I knew that I wasn't the type of really social person who would thrive in an environment that was more socially inclined. So I sort of had this list that I was going through. And then I would look on all these job lists online and be like, well, could I work with this one? What degree do I need for this job? That type of research was going on. And it was okay. I think it worked to a point. I decided to settle on marine biology. At that time, my parents and I had been traveling a lot to places like the Dominican Republic, Cuba, Florida, Mexico, and my favorite thing to do whenever I was there was go snorkeling. And even at home where I am from, if you don't know, I am from Newfoundland, which is a little island off the east coast of Canada. And we're surrounded by water here all the time, and one of my favorite activities in the summer when I'm here is to actually go down to the beach and look at all the little tide pools and watch the crabs go about their day, and it's just so fun and relaxing, and it's one of the things that I really love. So I knew that I would be happy if I had a job near the ocean. And so with that in mind, that is what I set out to do. I went to university and I applied for the marine biology program at that university. I was super excited for it, but it ended up not being exactly what I had planned for. And that's not the university's fault at all. I didn't know what I was getting into. I went into something that I thought I loved, but I wasn't 100% sure on anyways. And we weren't learning about the ocean, really. We were doing a lot of more general stuff, I guess, like general biologies and stuff like that. And it turned out a couple years into that degree, the university that I went to changed the program altogether. And I had the option at that point to continue doing the program that I was in or switch to the new program and sort of start over. And that definitely threw me for a loop again. I wasn't happy at university at all. I wasn't doing things that I thought I would be happy doing. And for me, it really just wasn't the right fit. As much as I loved learning new things and figuring things out and learning about science, I didn't feel like I was having a good experience there. I was pretty sad, actually. I didn't know that I could really feel that way before, and I did, and I didn't even realize I was so sad until I got out of it. Thank goodness I got out of it. The thing about university for me that was really important is I think for me, I ended up learning a bunch of really valuable social skills, which may seem weird. I know that you guys don't know me personally, so you don't know what my personality is like, but I'm a pretty shy person in real life. I'm not out of my shell very much, we'll say. So for me, university and going and living in dorms and living with a roommate for the first time, for me was a really good opportunity instead of learning coursework, just more so to learn how to be a human, I guess. Learn how to interact with people, learn how to live by myself and support myself and be an adult and do all of the proper adult stuff that I needed to learn when I was 18, 19 years old. And that's the stuff that I did learn at university, and I'm so glad I went. I don't regret it at all. I just wasn't into the coursework. It's not that I didn't learn anything, though. After my first year doing marine biology, I knew that this was not something that I wanted to do for sure. My heart was just not in it. I knew this. I knew I was miserable, and my mom, bless her, also knew that I was miserable. Not because I told her. She's just a mom. She just gets it. And so, once again, I was sort of in this really stressful place of not knowing what I wanted to do with my life, which sucks so much. I don't know if any of you are in this. I know a lot of people get out of high school and they just know, and that's so cool that you just know what you're passionate about, but I can't relate. I wasn't sure what I was passionate about at all. I'm so jealous of people who are sure and just have that passion and drive right out the gate. It's so cool. So, after my first year of marine biology finished, I knew that I wasn't going to drop out. I was going to finish. I was spending a lot of money there, and it wasn't that bad of a degree. I just knew that it maybe wasn't the career choice for me. But I would continue on and, see where things went. And in the meantime, I applied to some colleges. Now, if you're from America, I'm from Canada, so in Canada, college and university are different. College is a place where you would go for maybe 2 or 3 years and you would get a diploma, and a university is somewhere you go to get a degree or some even higher education from that. So college for me was a pretty good option because it meant that straight out the gate I would be able to basically get a job with a diploma, whereas with a degree you may have to go on and do further studies from that. So I applied at that time to something called medical laboratory science, and I would be lying if I said I researched it properly or knew exactly what I was getting into. I didn't. I had no idea. For me, it was sort of just like a rescue line that I was throwing. Like, I need to get into something else. I have to do something else. I don't know what I'm passionate about. That type of feeling I was having. And that's a stressful feeling, so I was just acting, out of stress. But it ended up being so wonderful, because through that, I applied to medical laboratory science, and I got in. However, at that time, there was a long wait list. There was a 3-year wait list for this program. So I had to wait so long to figure out if I was going to get into this. And in the meantime, I worked on my degree. So at the end of the day, it pretty much all worked out, even if it was stressful getting there. In the meantime, what I also did was find a passion for art. And that is something that you guys know me for right now. I started getting into painting. In my dorm room, I bought some crappy dollar store paints, and I started just kind of learning and figuring things out, and I got really excited about it, and I was figuring out things that I truly liked, like as an adult, and it was so exciting, and what a relief to find things that you are passionate about. And then through that, even more so, I figured out that I was into Minecraft building. I sort of came back to it. So when I went to my first general year of college that I was talking about, I pretty much quit video games altogether. The entire year of 2015, I did not play Minecraft, at all. Which is still shocking to me. I can't believe I did that, but I think I was just so focused on trying to figure things out that I dropped all of the things that I liked. So then when I started applying for new programs and reaching out and figuring out new things, I sort of had to go ahead and figure out what I liked again. And that was a really exciting process, actually. I'm really glad that I got to do that and discover myself even more. So I guess I don't really have a moral to this story. It's not an overly inspiring story for sure, but that's sort of my story of how I got to where I am right now, and I like my story. I think it's good. I think it worked out for the better for me. Even if I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do or how I wanted to do it, it worked out, and I discovered my passion through this. And making videos is a passion of mine. Making art is a passion of mine, and I've figured out so many things about myself through doing this, and I think that's what was really important there. Even if I didn't take this perfect path, I don't have a degree at 22 years old. That's okay. Now I'm 23. I still don't have a degree, but I'll have one really soon. And when I finish school, I will have a degree and a diploma. I'll have a job in medical laboratory science that I know that I will love and be passionate about. And that's what's important. Not so much the path that I took to get there. It didn't have to be this perfect path that I thought it had to be when I was 18. Alright, I think that's gonna be the end of my little story time. I hope you're okay with this more like a podcasty type episode. I know you signed up for a Minecraft Let's Build, but I promise we'll be back to that in the next episode. I just had a couple of cleanup things that I wanted to do, and it's sort of the time of year where a lot of people are writing final exams or finishing up for summer, etc., and I just felt like I should talk about it. I think it's important to share that type of thing. If you are graduating high school this year, I hope it goes well for you. I hope you really enjoy it and are able to figure out what you're passionate about. Because once you figure that out, it opens so many doors. Maybe even in places that you don't really expect it to. Like, I definitely didn't think I would be a Minecraft YouTuber when I graduated high school. That wasn't an option that was on the table. Like I said, I quit Minecraft so that I could focus on my studies, and I ended up coming back to it. And because of that, I've learned so many things. I have like such good time management skills. I mean, not to brag, but like I'm really good with time. I can get a lot of things done, which I'm proud of personally. And I think I should be, because I worked really hard to get here and, I don't know, open this door for myself. So yeah, that'll be the end of my rant. Thank you for watching. Maybe let's move on to the comment or question of the day so we can start talking about something other than me. That would probably be good. Alright, today's comment or question of the day comes from Dominique, who says, if you want to get fish spawning in the ocean again, an easy way to would be to name all the fish in the aquarium with a name tag, and then they wouldn't be a part of the passive mob cap. Thank you, Dominique, for this very insightful comment. I kind of forgot about that, if I'm being honest. So, oh, hello, Drowned. So what I've decided to do, oh, there you are, is go ahead and start doing that. Start name tagging them. I've started with the ones in here. So if you guys don't know, all of the fish in all of our aquariums are named, but I named them in their bucket with an anvil, so they don't actually have a name tag. So I'm not sure. I guess they're still affecting the mob cap, which is unfortunate because I think the mob cap must have been lowered in 1.14. I mean, I'm not sure for sure, but we have a lot more hostile mob spawning. Like you saw that drowned right there. We were not getting drowned in any of the previous episodes because we're in such a warm ocean here. We've got so many sea pickles and stuff like that naturally spawning around. We're just not getting a lot of hostile mobs. And plus I've got my mob spawner over under the sandcastle village that stops them from spawning a whole ton around here. But ever since 1.14 came out, we're not getting any passive mobs spawning, and we're getting lots of hostile mobs. So something has changed around here, and that's okay. I'm gonna try that technique as soon as I get some more name tags, and hopefully that should fix it. So thank you so much for that fix. I was really hoping someone would have something insightful, and I can always count on all of you. Let's look at our list over here and see the things that we have done. Look at this. We've completed the library right here. We started the kitchen. That is almost complete. I might work on that in my live stream tomorrow. We worked on the underwater garden. I think I can check that off actually. Finished throne room and room decor. That still needs to be worked on a little bit. We need to get pets and pet rooms. We finished the sandcastle village. The sandcastle village is not quite done yet either, but I will probably also work on that a little bit between episodes, get some palm trees and stuff going up there. Tropical island gardens, that's what I've sort of been working on recently. So this episode I worked a little bit on the beach over there. I put up a palm tree, just little stuff like that around, and we've got to get our flower farms going for that. All exterior details on the palace. We worked a little bit on that today, not a whole ton, but a little bit, and every little bit counts. I think we're doing pretty good. We're making lots and lots of progress on this palace, and I hope you're all enjoying it. Real quick, before I end the episode, let's update this map. Look at how much progress we have done, even just since here, especially in this area right here. Okay, let me go do that. I'm gonna dump something in for my inventory. I don't need that, don't need that. Right, okay, that's fine. Let's take this one right here. There we go. This map is updated with our little terrariums right there and the end of the roof. Let's see if I can fly back in over here. Whoop, there we go. Gotta work on this balcony a little bit, but I love that this palace is so huge we can fly around it so easily. All right, and let me tuck this right back in there. There we are. Oh, look, the gardens even show up. I'm not sure if that was there before, but that's gonna look so good with those little pixels of color once we get these whole gardens in place. Oh, I'm so excited to see this area updated. It's going to be so fun. Alright, and with all of that said, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I know that it was a little bit of a different one, but I just wanted to experiment a little bit and tell a story. Next episode is episode 50, our world tour and download. I hope you're as excited to see that as I am. I'm excited to show off all of the hard work that we've been doing over the last 49 episodes. It's gonna be really fun, and I hope to see you all there. Bye-bye, everyone!